Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about Bloodlines 2 and how the developer of it is apparently laying off people, which is not a good sign considering the game isn't even out yet. We're going to be on PC Gamer today. This is written by Andy Chalk. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, Bloodlines 2 developer The Chinese Room has laid off employees, but Paradox says the game is still coming in October. A number of TCR employees revealed that layoffs on social media, and Paradox has effectively confirmed staffing changes at the studio. Now, overall, I don't necessarily think this is a doom and gloom scenario. Like, companies change employees all the time, but I do feel like it's a little odd to do this so close to when the game is going to be coming out soon, because it's supposed to come out in a few months this year, and it's already been delayed so many times with the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 that I'm surprised they're doing this right now, even if they were planning to do this anyway, because they're cutting down because they don't need as many employees because the game's finished and they're all good to go. So they're cutting positions they no longer need, which, you know, all companies do a lot of the time, unfortunately. But it does feel weird to do it right now, at least. Before we get into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. 95% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please click that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Once I do, I'll be doing a Q&A video, so if you're interested in that, please subscribe. Almost side by side with the release of Surprise, Still Wake the Deep expansion Siren's Rest, it appears that developer The Chinese Room has laid off an unknown number of employees. The cuts will apparently not have an impact on the schedule of the studio's current project, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. However, as publisher Paradox Intro says, it remains on track for October. And I do want to say, it feels weird. Maybe, actually, now that I know with the context of it releasing something, an expansion to Siren's Rest, maybe this is why these employees are being cut, because they released the thing that they were going to release. And unfortunately, there is no, like, guarantee of job security in the big AAA industry nowadays. I don't know if Paradox actually includes I don't know if they're included in that. They're like on the cusp of it. They're like AA, almost AAA, depending. They do kind of, a Paradox though is such a weird company because they kind of dominate the grand strategy games, but they're also like they self-sabotage themselves so hard all the time. So it doesn't surprise me that they're doing this. Or I wonder if it was a Chinese Room decision or if it was a Paradox decision. I'm not entirely sure. I'm assuming it's the Chinese Room decision because I don't think Paradox owns the Chinese Room. I think they're an independent. I think they're just publishing it. The layoffs come to light by way of messages posts on LinkedIn via game developer by a number of former employees. The scourge of redundancy has struck, and I'm looking for new opportunities. VFX artist Jamie Barry wrote in one. Another technical producer, Pascal Sidons, wrote, we are none of us safe from the headsman's axe when redundancy time comes around. The VFX artist I can kind of understand, because once that stuff is done, you don't need it anymore. Though I feel like it's kind of weird that they were laid off and not just fulfilled their contract. I feel like that's the weirdest thing for me and a lot of these things, is that it's weird to me that it's not contract based. Like, they fulfilled their contract and then they're done, you know, like but instead they hired employees instead of doing contracts, which is weird because I feel like you would want to do contracts more often, as like in the pure business sense, doing contract work is much more cost efficient than hiring a full-time employee. But I don't know, maybe they were on like full employees, which is weird. 3D animator Bradley Adams wrote in his post, my current role and many others have been affected by recent events, and so I'm seeking a new opportunity. I wonder what recent events means. I assume they are all talking about the same thing. Senior environmental artist Adam Sharp also referred to many others in his own identical worded post about being laid off. Yeah, it feels weird about how close it is to the release, but it looks like it's a VFX artist, 3D animator, senior environmental artist. So it's a bunch of people that their jobs technically should be done already. At least from my knowledge of how video game development works. Like, if you're a couple months away from things, like the art stuff should be done. Like I said, though, it's weird that I feel like these are full-time employees that were fired, not contract workers that their contract ended. The layoffs may be a result of ongoing struggles at Sumodigital, which acquired the Chinese Room in 2018. Oh, okay, so yeah, the Paradox doesn't own Sumodigital, owns it. In June 2024, Sumogroup laid off 15% of its workforce and closed Timber Games. And then in February 2025, it announced a strategic decision to focus Sumodigital exclusively on development services for partners, which it warned could have impact on our studios and people. One of the employees posted about being laid off. Coleman Monroe was a senior technician support at Sumogroup, and position that included provide on-site support for the Chinese room. I see. So it seems that what the people being cut are artists, or like the 3D effects artists and stuff like that, which when you think about it, that's probably what they're doing. Now that I think about it, they're getting rid of the full-time employee artists, and they're probably going to go into contract when they actually need it. So they're just going to hire people as needed with a contract stuff type of deal. At least that's my suspicion. The cuts are especially alarming given that they come amidst the Chinese room's efforts to finish Bloodlines 2, which it's been working on since 2021 when it took over development from hardsuitlabs. It has not gone entirely smoothly since. A recent preview had PC gamers Fraz and Brown feeling good about where the game is headed, but it's also been delayed multiple times, most recently in March when it moved back to summer to October 2025. Yeah, this development cycle of this game has been really bad, and I feel like the Chinese room's efforts have been really good. They've been working on the game basically for 4 years, or 3.5 depending, and hopefully it's going to do well. I have some personal problems with like the way the writing direction seems to be going, but at least that could be just a personal problem. You know, as long as the game is decent, people can have personal opinions about other things, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not like the first game is a masterpiece when it comes to writing and presentation and everything like that. It's just a really good game, and to be fair, a very rare game, because vampire RPGs aren't really popular at all. So it'll be interesting to see hopefully this game actually comes out. Neither the Chinese room nor sumodigital have publicly commented on the layoffs in the statement shared with PC Gamer. However, Bloodlines 2 publisher Paradox Interactive effectively confirmed that some cuts have taken place, saying that it will not have an impact on the game's release. Yeah, well, it seems like at least the people that this article has talked about, their work should be done by now. Like the 3D effects artists and stuff like that, like a couple months away from development, I can't imagine you're still working on like the models and stuff like that. I would hope that type of stuff would be done. Like I said, I'm not a developer, so I don't really know how in depth this stuff goes, like how much it goes, but at least from my perspective of knowing a little bit about game development, I feel like that their work technically should be done. It's still bad that they got cut, obviously. So in terms of the, like, I do believe Paradox and Chinese Room like saying that it's not going to change the game's release date, but it is still really weird that they did this. Maybe Sumo Digital's problems are bigger than everyone else thought. Development on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is unaffected by the recent staffing changes at the Chinese Room. The game is still scheduled for an October release, a Paradox representative said. We wish those affected the best of luck on their future endeavors. Even though October is just 4 months away, a specific release date still hasn't been announced. It's true, it's October, but no day. And this is just another problem in the long list of problems that this game has had when it comes to the development cycle of this game. I really hope when this game comes out it's good, because it's gonna be really sad if this game sucks in so many ways, because one, the game before it, the first one, is a cult classic and is beloved by so many people, me included. I've played it. I haven't beaten it yet, but I have played it, and it's a really fun game, flawed but fun. And it's just be really interesting to see another game in this masquerade, in the Vampire Masquerade setting. I think it's a really cool setting. Like I said before, I am not a huge fan of some of the writing changes that the Chinese Room apparently have made from the previews that we have seen, with the changing of the main character to be a different type of vampire instead of a nobody. You're like a big one instead of a nobody. I kind of like the nobody story, but you know, we've already done that. We were a nobody in the first game. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to be a named character. So hopefully they are actually telling the truth, that this is not going to affect the game's release, because, I mean, of course they're going to say it's not going to affect them. Of course they're going to say that. They're not going to just say, oh, because of this, we're going to have to delay the game. Like, there's no way they say that. And hopefully the game actually comes out in October and the game is good. Because, I mean, let's be real. This game hasn't had the development cycle of like 10 years. I think the game that they are currently working on has had a development cycle of 4 years at best. Because from what I remember hearing about hardsuitlabs, like, it was basically a full reboot that the Chinese Room had to do, because hardsuitlabs was doing such a poor job. So I feel like it really is a fact that it's been in development for 3 to 4 years, and hopefully that's enough for this game to be good. And I do want to be one of those people, like, it's also, I don't want them to be like, have to patch like do major patches after the fact in terms of bug fixing and performance problems. You know what I mean? Like, of course, you're gonna have to patch the game after, you know? Games nowadays, people expect a couple patches to fix things that you didn't catch. But, like, major patches to fix problems, I really hope this game doesn't have to do that. Because people are gonna judge this right away, and it's gonna be similar to when the Duke Nukem game came out finally, and it was, like, alright. Like, it was an okay game, but it really was not worth the wait for a lot of people. So, hopefully, this game is gonna be worth the wait. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's video. Please subscribe to the channel. Once again, only less than 5% of people are subscribed that actually watch my videos, so I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, I understand. You just heard my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion down in the comments below. If you're still eagerly awaiting Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, I personally still am, even with all these problems. Hopefully, it'll be a good game when it comes out. If you'd like to follow me on other places, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at the Technojelly. Thank you everyone for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.